Alright, welcome back to another video with the CarnalConservative, and guys, this is hilarious because, well, one, it's a weight off my shoulders, and a little background for those of you who are not in the know. BYU has been infiltrated by social justice, and we as membership in the church have essentially no defense from it at all. Except for our leadership, who basically decided to put the kibosh on it. Now, when I say put the kibosh on it, what I mean is water it down to the point that it makes kind of sense. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Last year, there was a committee launched by BYU called the Committee for Race, Diversity, and Belonging. That's right, a committee that is designed to address the issues of race and diversity and belonging, because apparently BYU was not doing enough to include its students in making BIPOCs, people of color, and indigenous people feel like they belong at BYU. Well, the committee came out with its report and gave a list of recommendations and sent it in to the president of the school and gave their say, which included things like the renaming of buildings, the removal of statues, the creation of an overarching, overseeing institution that will nitpick over who gets what, when, and where, diversity training for all of the professors and all of the faculty and all of the staff, and all of this, all of these goals that would essentially destroy pretty much any university that it touches, and has destroyed pretty much every university that it has touched. Well, this recommendation went from the president of the college to the council. Now, for those of you who don't know, the council board for BYU is the apostles, the 12 apostles and the first presidency, and they look over this recommendation and decided what they would go with. And so what they got was, unironically, the Department of Belonging. Let me say that again. The Department of Belonging. They took out race, they took out inclusion, and decided, yeah, we're going to leave it at that. The Department of Belonging. Now, in the mission statement for the Department of Belonging, guess what? There's nothing about race. The only identity that the church is concerned of with this Department of Belonging is your identity as a child of God. And I'd just like to stop, reflect, and take a very deep breath as I explain what exactly my leadership, my divinely inspired men of God have done. They have taken social justice and said, that's nice. We're not like everyone else, so we're kind of going to do it our way. And we're going to leave it at that. Your recommendations were very, very nice, very thoughtful. This is quite something. And we're going to do what we want to do with it, which is essentially what we've been doing since we've started this whole project. And sure, we'll partner up with the NAACP, and we've offered some grants for black students to go back to Africa and rediscover their roots and their own history and their own culture. That's perfectly fine. And, nothing wrong with, discovering who you are and where you come from. We're for that. That's absolutely a par for the course. But I want to take a moment and appreciate the difference in the language, because critical race theory is all about the language. It's all about the differences in nuance and tone, and that's why this is not a department of inclusivity. Because if it was the Department of Inclusivity, it would mean that the university, that BYU, would be beholden to be inclusive of anything and everything that walked into its doors. But if you make a Department of Belonging, belonging is a different word with a different connotation. If you make a Department of Belonging, that now means that the student, the individual, now has a duty to do whatever it takes to belong to BYU as an institution. And that is quite based, in my humble opinion, and the university and the Quorum of the 12 are doing a wonderful job at covering their asses. They've accepted the recommendations. They had the committee. They looked at the recommendation. And by the way, this is on the heels of Elder Holland basically telling the faculty and staff, we need to be different from every other college in the country, and we're going to be different from every other college in the country, and that's just the way it's going to be. We are not going to accept everything you say verbatim, and if we decide to do something that is different, we expect you to defend the church, not to attack it. That is what is expected of you, and if it just so happens that you decide to attack us and we lose accreditation, that we lose certain professional relationships, certain connections that the world considers prestigious and necessary, so be it. But as for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, when it comes to things like race, sexuality, LGBT, BIPOC, whatever configuration of acronyms that you want to throw at us, no. The first thing that comes to us and the first identity that we give a damn about is your identity as a child of God. And to ensure that you understand that it is that identity that we care most about and that we will foster and nourish. Everything else is secondary, where it belongs, as far as the church and its college is concerned. And so I'm reveling in this, because once again, it is the apostles being the apostles and representatives that they are meant to be. They are following the Savior's admonition to be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Well done, brethren. Well bloody done. As always, everyone, stay carnal and God bless. Goodbye.